Okay, so we're live again. Greetings, this is Adoro Jumbo. In this tutorial, we're going to review the generative AI Phi 2.7B. It's a local model, or LLM, which I'll explain in a few seconds. Before we begin, quick reminder that I do a live stream every single day. Go to ojumbo.com, check the watch menu, then a live sub menu, and then you see the topics for this tutorial and upcoming tutorials. The live streams as of right now are still at 2 p.m. Eastern time. You're free to ask any questions in the live chat about programming or live style topics. If you can see here the live stream, you simply click the channel and the article, and you'll be able to go there, log in, and post your requests, and I'll answer them live in live stream. If you don't want to do that, you can simply watch the video. It's also embedded in this article. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. I appreciate everybody who's subscribed so far this month. Thank you very much, and keep it up. It motivates me to keep on making tutorials such as this one. I'd also like to thank everybody who watched my video yesterday. I was away yesterday, but I'm going to be available now going forward for the foreseeable future. Okay. Now, what is Phi? Phi is a LLM that stands for Large Language Model. That's LLM. And basically, one of the smaller, you see the B stands for the parameters. I'll explain this later. Basically, the smaller models, such as this one, they're usually used to train larger models. And also because they're more versatile in that they can run on something like, say, a Raspberry Pi with fewer resources. You don't need a GPU to run this type of models. It makes them very popular for training larger models. I tried to actually use this particular model to run a training session, but there were some issues. I was trying to use Podman Compose, and the problem is a lot of this type of models is that they do not there's some of them, the small ones especially, they're so new that there's a few issues which I'm trying to sort out. So hopefully I can sort them out for next week, so I can show you training, because I want to get into training. I think we've done enough reviews. Now we should actually start training them so that they can answer my usual questions properly. Okay, and also you do need an Ollama client. I'm using Alpaca, as you can see here. Alpaca is installed. There are two ways to install Alpaca. I just installed it using Flatpak. I'm on Fedora Linux. The reason I did is just more, it's just simpler. And you see this one, it comes with a GUI, and you simply just get the model. I'll show you how to get the model, and then you just type in your request here, and then you press the enter key, or you can just click the send button, and then it will answer the questions. You can also request by clicking the microphone icon, and then you can talk, and then it will answer you. I don't use that feature. I prefer to make sure that it understands me properly. That's why I type it in here. So I said maybe when we do training, we'll be able to do things like that in the future. Okay, so what is Phi 2.7B? It was developed by Microsoft and designed for code generation and general language tasks, making it especially suitable for learning and experimentation. This guide is ideal for beginners who want to set up LLM locally without complex configuration. So I just said you just install Alpaca, and Alpaca is it's available on GitHub. It's an Ollama client. So let's go to the GitHub page, and as you can see, here is the GitHub page for Jeff Sir. And as you can see, oh, that's weird. Usually it's dark color. I'm blown away. It's a light color for some reason. Oh, that's because I think in this browser I'm not using a dark theme. This just it took me back a little bit. And you can see the license is a GPL. That's a general public license, version 3.3, and you can see I used FlatHub. I installed it using FlatHub. So if I click here, you can see this how I installed it. I can click the install because I'm using GNOME desktop. It's comes with the software that manager that automatically installs. If I want, I can also install in the command line. You see it by jeffsir.com. His actual name is Jeffrey Samuel Duarte Rojas. There we go. And as you can see here, the version 7.55, and he also has other apps like the Pigment app. So in this particular case, when you install Alpaca, there's an add-on you have to install as well. You have to install the Ollama instance, and if you're using an AMD GPU, you also have to install the Alpaca AMD support. I am right now I'm using an NVIDIA GPU, so I don't need to install that, but I did install the Ollama instance. And I can tell you that I know why some models are missing. It's because, yeah, I had a headache trying to get a model installed. Hopefully it will install in the future. Anyways, so that's it. Let's go back to the article. So I said, so see it's fast performance on consumer grade GPUs or CPUs, a focus on helpful, harmless, and honest output, impressive accuracy for its small size. Remember, it's 2.7B. That's probably one of the smallest, if not the smallest, language model I've used so far. It's part of Microsoft's Phi family of small language models. That's SLMs, built for on-device AI applications without requiring cloud access. These models are designed to be compact, efficient, and accessible. It's also open source. It's released under the MIT license, so that allows commercial and non-commercial use, modification, distribution, and private use. No warranty, liability, or restriction on redistribution. So what that means is that, for example, if I train this model, I'll be able to release it under any license I want, or obviously I credit Microsoft for making it available, but the work I do, it's under my own license. I can distribute it commercially or non-commercially. Okay, now as I said before, you can install this. I showed you how to install this from the Alpaca page on GitHub. I said I installed it using Flatpak, and here are the screenshots. So I don't need to go in this because we're actually going to do live here, and this is the live stream. As I said, it's a live video. Okay, now, so as you can see, it does work, and here's the result. So again, we'll go through this again when we actually run the application, the Ollama client, which is Alpaca. So let's get started. So the Alpaca, once it's installed, all you do is you can go to manage instances, and you see it automatically when you have the add-on, which is the Ollama client. So if you want to see the settings for the Ollama client, let's take a look at it here. You see it's managed, Alpaca, the port, that's the default port number, we'll leave it as well. And then you can change some of this, like the thought processing, it says off. The temperature is another one, usually it's set to 0.70, that's perfectly fine, and the seed is set to 0. And then you see it's going to use the GPU if it's available, and these are the GPU devices. So, and there's only one model, and I'll show you how to install the model. You can also download your own models and put them inside the folder. Sometimes it's faster to download them from specific places and just put them in the bio. I just let Alpaca download them for me. So after that, you simply go to the menu and you click on Manage Models. And for example, you see here, you can also go to Available, and Available have way more API models. So I'm just going to go to Added. I added this one, 2.7, and you can see it has you can change the voice. I don't use voices because I said I wanted to be as accurate as possible. So as you can see, the tag is 2.7B and the family is Phi 2, and you see the perimeter size is 3B. Obviously 2.7 is very close to 3, and the quantization level is Q4. And as you can see, when I literally just installed this just a few days ago, that's why it says modify date, and there we go. That if you can read that, it says context, a chat between a curious user and an artificial intelligence assistant. The assistant gives helpful answers to users' questions. Okay, with that said, let's get started and see how this actually performs. Now, one of the problems with the truly open source AI models is that it's a little bit slower. So let's figure this out. So let's see how fast this guy is. It's small, it should be fast. So I'm asking it the first question, and the first question is, who is the mayor of Toronto? Now, for some of you who are new, the reason I always ask this question is because during the lockdown is that the mayor of Toronto, he was hanging around with his alleged mistress while he wanted the rest of us to stay home, can't visit family, friends, go to work. You have to just be locked up. You only have 1 hour a day to do your groceries and exercise, which is preposterous. Anyway, one thing I've also noticed since I've been asking these questions is that most of these AI models, they seem to have been stuck in the early 2020s, either like this one is 2021 or 2023. It's really strange. There's none for, like right now I'm recording this in 2025, none of them are able to answer any questions accurately. But with that said, one more time, the question was, who is the mayor of Toronto? The answer it gave is, as an AI language model, I don't have access to real-time information about events or people's current whereabouts. However, as of October 2021, the mayor of Toronto is John Tory. Now, that is true. That's the guy I was just talking about. He was the mayor of Toronto as of October 2021. But he did resign, as I said before, he did resign. So the current mayor of Toronto is actually Olivia Chow. She's the one who won the election, I guess you call it runoff election, when John Tory resigned in just the beginning of his term. So with that said, this means that this answer is wrong. Okay, so this answer is wrong. So with that said, I'm just going to delete this answer. I'm going to delete the chat as well, and I'm going to post my second request, and my second request is coding. So this is my request. I need a PHP code snippet to connect to a MySQL database. Now, as you can see, the results so far were from the article are still valid. I hope this answer will be correct as well. I'll tell you what happened when when I was testing this, it actually crashed 2 times, and the third time an answer kind of came in, then it crashed. So I don't know. So this time I'm actually scared because I'm running OBS and I'm doing a live stream. So I'm wondering if it will actually, and I have obviously multiple web browser windows open. So I'm wondering if it's actually going to crash again, or is it going to finish this time? I guess you guys can't hear that. The fan is going. Oh, there we go. It crashed. So I'm going to give that a fail because I said it's literally the smallest. I believe the smallest AI LLM that I've used. So remember I was saying before, one of the biggest problems with AI models is, the AI, especially if it's truly open source, is that for some reason they're not optimized to run basic coding. I don't know. I think it's because of the GPU. That's why this is happening. So if this happens, basically, so I said the second part, it's a fail. So I don't know why PHP is destroying it, and you can see it says there's no added models. So what I do is after that I just close it down and just start again. I'll start Alpaca. I think one improvement could be if it yeah, you see, so don't bother trying to reinstall the instance and all my instance, and then the model, it's already there. You just have to restart twice, and that seems to resolve that issue. So now with that said, let's move on. So in case you're listening to this from a podcast, the request was, I need a PHP code snippet to connect to a MySQL database, and that crashed it. And also did the same thing when I was writing the article. So that's, I'm going to consider that a fail. So right now it's 042. So the next request, surprisingly, this one didn't crash it, and it shouldn't crash it again. So this request is, I need a 1080p screenshot of the GNOME desktop environment. So why do I ask this question? Believe it or not, it's not a trick question. What I actually wanted it to do is to attempt to draw the GNOME desktop, or grab a screenshot from a free photo off the internet. But the answers I've gotten since I've been asking this question are really, really strange. For example, this is the answer it just gave me. It says, sure, here is a 1080p screenshot of the GNOME desktop environment. Insert image. So, where is the image? It's not a link. If you give me a link, it will pass, but it didn't give me a link. So, does it want me to insert an image? There's no way to insert because it's just a conversational AI. So in that case, this is also a fail. So far, it's 043. So in case you are listening through a podcast, the answer was, sure, here's a 1080p screenshot of the GNOME desktop environment, period, and the space, then you put square brackets. Inside the square brackets, it said insert image. Yeah, wrong. So I'm going to ask it another coding question. I'm going to delete this request, and I'm going to ask another question. I'm going to my fourth request is, I need a Kotlin code snippet to open the camera using Camera 2 API and place the camera view on a texture view. Now, for some strange reason, this one didn't crash it, but the PHP one crashed it. So let's see what's going to happen here. The fan is slightly loud, so I'm guessing it's using the GPU as well. Actually, it's not using the GPU. It seems to be using the CPU, because it's not like it's not ramping up. And here we go. So it's actually, some code is visible. The code is great because it's oh, is it done? Wow. Okay, so it's writing some message which I'll read out to you. So it provided some code. The code is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 lines, and one of those lines has a comment. The comment says, code to open camera using Camera 2 API goes here. The reason I'm laughing is because I literally requested, I'll read my request again. I need a Kotlin code snippet to open the camera using Camera 2 API and place the camera view on a texture view. Yet it just, and it crashed. Okay. So I'm considering that a fail. Oh, we are not done yet. Now, the reason I do this is not to make fun of open source software. I use open source software. In fact, my operating system is Linux, Fedora Linux, free open source. So I'm not making fun of it. Now, the weird thing is, this time when it crashed, when I reloaded the application, it actually still had the model installed, and obviously Alpaca. So I'm going to ask it my last. I'm going to post my last request. And let's see what type of answers we get. It says, I need a Blender blend file for the fire animation. So let's see, it's working. I don't hear the GPU working, so that's good news. So it shouldn't be so noisy and loud. It's not wrapping up, that's good. And it looks like it's thinking. Okay, so when something like that happens, you see down here, I can stop the message by clicking this a red button here. Okay, so it's posting some answer. Oh, is it done? Oh, it's done. Okay, so I'll read its answer. The answer is, I can help you with that. However, as an AI language model, I do not have access to any files or software. Can you provide me with more information about what kind of file and animation you're looking for? This will help me provide more specific answers. So, to be fair, that is not a bad answer. So I'm going to give it a 0.5. So out of my 5 requests, it gets a 0.5. However, I'm very disappointed with this answer because it's very similar to the one it gave when I wrote the article. It is that it's requesting more information. I'll read my request. I need a Blender blend file for fire animation. I don't know how more elaborate I can get than that. Okay, so sure, if it asks what type of object to use, maybe a cube or something, sure, but this doesn't make any sense. So clearly it doesn't know anything about Blender and most likely Python. So with that said, I'm not gonna waste you guys time. I'm going to basically say that this model needs a lot of work, and I said usually models that small, they are pretty good for training larger models. So but in this particular case, I am going to consider that a thumbs down. 0.5 out of 5 is not a very good score. Okay, let's wrap this up. As I said, so if you want to learn Python, if you're just getting started with coding or want to improve your Python skills, check out my resources. I have the Learning Python ebook on Amazon. Links are in the description. I also have the Learning Python course on ojamboshop.com. Links are also in the description. If you need help, you can also book one-on-one tutorials. I offer online Python tutoring to help you understand coding concepts or get unstuck with projects. You can book a session at ojamboshop.com/contact. Links are also in the description. If you need installation help, if you like help installing Phi 2.7B or migrating to a new machine, or for example setting it up so it can learn or teach other larger language models, I offer setup services. You can request support at ojamboservices.com/support. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or run into issues. Happy coding. Okay, with that said, quick reminder that I do have a live stream every single day. It's usually about 2 p.m. Eastern. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank everybody who subscribed so far this month. Keep it up. Thank you very much. And with that said, I'm going to check the live chat to see if there's any chat requests. I don't see any, so I'm going to end this live chat, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.